Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Waldhart and you are here with Amanda'sInspirationStation.com. I have a quick card today that I would like to show you. Yesterday I did a card that was a fun fold that had a belly band, and this is the card that I showed yesterday. And the card opens up like this. This size is still 5.5 by 8.5, but then you score it at 2 1/8 on each side. And so this is just a fun little card that has an easy belly band around it. Well, today I want to show you using the Sweet Ice Cream stamp set. I want to show you another card with a belly band, but the fun fold is just a little bit different. So this belly band looks like this. This is our fun little belly band. And this time our card is not 5.5 by 8.5. It's actually 4 1/4 by 11. So when you're cutting your cardstock, it's just half of the piece of cardstock going this way. And then you turn it here and we're going to score it at 2 3/4 and 8 1/4 to create just a different, just a different kind of fold. So let's go ahead and get started. We are using some of the designer series paper from the Ice Cream Corner. We're going to use the stripes. Super cute. I love this. I love this card. So like I said, we are going to need a piece of cardstock that measures at 4 1/4 by 11. And I'm going to get out my Simply Score tool. Love this thing. And we're going to put this flat down here. And we're going to score this at 4 1/4. And then we're going to, oops, you know what? I just messed that up. I'm so sorry. Ah, hold on. I was looking at the wrong measurement when I looked up on my cheat sheet. Seriously. Okay, hold on. Well, this will be perfect. So here's your piece of cardstock. Normally you would cut it this way at 5.5 to get a card base, which I say normally because that's generally the way most people make a lot of their cards. But this time we're going to turn it. We're going to do it at 4 1/4. There we go. So there's our piece. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong measurement there. So it is at 4 1/4, but it's 4 1/4 wide by 11. And now we're going to score it at 2 3/4. So we're going to score it at 2 3/4 right here. I knew the second I scored that, I was like, wait a minute. That's not right. And then we're going to do it at 8 1/4. Sorry, I like to go just a little bit slower because if I go really fast, I jump the tracks. And I hate it when I do that. All right, so we're going to want to fold these in. So we're just going to fold them in and lightly varnish them. We're going to fold this in and lightly varnish. And then you need 2 pieces of designer series paper. So I have my 2 pieces of designer series paper. Both of these are cut at 2 5/8 by 4. So I'm going to use the stripe side because we are already doing popsicles. So I'm going to use the stripe side as the side that shows. Now you can do whatever side or paper that you want. And we're just going to kind of center that. And we're just going to put those kind of right in there. Make sure that they're centered so that they kind of match each other. There we go. So right there is our start of our card. Now we have an inside cert just because I'm using Bermuda Bay. I feel like Bermuda Bay is a little bit darker. So I am going to put this basic white piece in. This is 4 by 5 1/4. So I am going to do that. And I'm trying to think, did I stamp in this one? I don't even know if I did. Yes, I did. I made this a thank you card. Especially because I love the saying on the front of it, you melt my heart. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this. And then, you know what? Let's make this another thank you card. I was going to leave it for the video because maybe, I don't know, maybe I'd want it as a birthday card or something. But, nah. We'll go ahead and we'll make it a thank you card. I send out a lot of thank you cards, so we'll just go ahead and make it a thank you card. So we're going to use our Blackberry Bliss. Now, technically, I probably should have stamped the image before I adhered the piece, but I did not do that. So, all right, so there's that. So there is our card. Now we have to do our belly band stuff. So I have a couple pieces here. I have 2 different sizes of this shape from our nested, stitched nested shapes or dies. I can't remember what they're called. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? Nested stitched shapes. Let's see here. Let me get it. I don't want it. Stitched nested labels. See there, I knew I knew it somewhere. So this is the dies that I'm going to use, and I use the second to largest and then the third to largest. Let me see which one this one is. So I used the second to largest for the big one, and then I used the third largest. So does that make sense? Second to largest and the third to largest. All right. I'm really only popping this up on top of this. I'm just basically giving it like more of a 3D look. So I'm literally going to I'm not stamping on it at all. I'm literally just going to, and I'm doing tone on tone. I'm literally just going to take my dimensionals and I'm just going to, so it kind of gives it like a frame. It's like a 3D frame. And then we're going to pop it up on top on this shape. Now this stitched scallop rectangle is from the Stitched So Sweetly dies, and it is the largest rectangle one. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to place this right directly onto the Bermuda Bay rectangle. Okay. So there's that piece. We're going to set that aside. Now here I have just a scrap piece of Purple Posy. I'm going to get out my Blackberry Bliss ink pad again, and I am going to ink up the stamp that says "You Melt My Heart," and I'm literally just going to go like that. Ugh, I didn't like that. That wasn't very dark. I don't know. My Blackberry Bliss ink pad is starting to look like weird looking. I don't know what's, good enough. I don't know what's going on with that, but I might have to order myself another one. All right, so now I'm going to use the 1.5 inch circle punch, and I'm literally just going to punch that out, okay? And I'm going to set that aside because we're going to need that in just a little bit. Now we just need to do some popsicles, right? So I have a piece of scrap basic white here. Now this is our belly band, which I'm going to set that aside and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by doing my popsicles, and we're just going to stamp our popsicles, and I'm going to stamp that first. Then I'm going to do the filler part inside, but then I'm going to stamp off because I do want to make it so that that's lighter inside. And then we got these little squiggly lines. I'm not going to stamp off. I'm going to kind of make them look like the texture of a wooden popsicle stick. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do this 3 times. But first, let's go ahead and get out our bumblebee. We're going to stamp all 3 of them first, and then we'll fussy cut them out. So first of all, I am going to use this popsicle part, but I'm going to stamp off because I want that to be light. And actually, you know what? I'm going to do this part first. That's what I'm going to do first. So you got the top round part of your popsicle, and then you got the base of your popsicle. I want the base of my popsicle to be darker. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp it like that. Now, did you notice I did not attach it to this? I'm going to fussy cut these out separately. So I'm going to now do the top part, and I want to stamp off. And I want to line that up because I want the top part to be a little bit lighter. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing again with this. we're gonna, and then we'll do this little guy, dark. And then we don't need Bumblebee anymore because we're gonna do different colors. So I'm gonna move to the terracotta tile. I have my chamois here, and I'm literally just going to wipe away my popsicle because I need that stamp to be clean because we're doing a different color. So I'm just wiping it on my chamois here. Oh, that one was hard to open. All right, so we're going to start with the bottom. And we're going to do that. And then we're going to do the top. Again, stamping off one time and creating that light. Now, I did get a little over to the edge. Not a big deal because we're going to be fussy cutting that out. All right, so now we got this, our stick again. You know what? I don't like how that, there. And you know what? I'm going to do the same thing down here too because I feel like, there we go. I like that better. I just kind of went over it. There, so now we're done with our little sticks. We don't need those. And we don't need the terracotta tile anymore, but we are going to need to clean this off so that we can do our last one, which we're going to do in Bermuda Bay. So we're going to do that in Bermuda Bay and clean that off. So we're going to get out Bermuda Bay. I don't need this anymore. Put that away. We're going to do this dark. We're going to do this part light. So we're going to stamp off like that. All right, so those now are done. Now we're going to do one more thing because we're going to do the circles in our Blackberry Bliss. So let's get this out of the way. Let's bring back our Blackberry Bliss ink pad. And then we're going to need, which I did not get out, I did the little circles, because to me the sprinkles to me remind me of what's on an ice cream cone. This is more of a popsicle, which technically I guess there really wouldn't be dots on there, but we're going to put them on there because it's fun, right? All right, so now I'm going to just kind of angle them how I want to. And I'm just going to do this. It kind of just gives it a little texture. All right. Now, for the fun part, we are going to cut these out. And I'm going to put these together after we cut these out. We're just fussy cutting around. All right, so there's one, and there's one. Sorry, you have to watch me fussy cut this. Maybe you're being... If I knew how to fast forward the video, where I could fast forward this part, I would. But I'm not that quite techie yet. But I have learned a lot from starting to do videos. I just literally started doing videos for the first time last April. So I have grown and I have learned a lot, but I still don't know how to do that whole fast forward thing. But I will get there. All right, there's that. So I'll just like fast my way through fussy cutting. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is on the back of these, I'm just going to put a little adhesive from my Stampin' Seal just on the bottom here. And that's only so that I can go ahead and I can attach the sticks. So we're just going to attach the sticks, flip them over, because then I'm going to pop them up with dimensionals and attach the sticks. All right. So now I'm going to get out my dimensionals again. And we're going to put one there, one there, there and there, and there and there. All right, so let's peel these off. We are almost done. This card is so cute. Now, granted, you don't have to do the popsicles. You could do the ice cream cones and make it as a punch. That would be fine too. All right, so we're just going to kind of angle these. I'm just going to kind of lay that one there. Lay that one there and kind of like that one there, kind of overlapping them. Then I'm going to put on my little circle that says, "You melt my heart." And I'm going to put that kind of over the top like that. And then I'm going to set this aside because now we're going to do our belly band. Remember, if you saw my video yesterday, we are going to do a belly band very easily. You do not need to figure out score lines and all that stuff. Don't overthink it. I think this is the easiest way to do it. Wrap it around the back so it's around the back. Just kind of make sure that it's like even on both sides, you know, just eyeball it. You're just eyeballing it because when you fold this, they're not going to touch. They're not going to touch, and that's totally fine. You don't need them to touch. So now that I've folded this, I'm just going to take my bone folder. I'm just going to kind of go like this and burnish in the crease here. You don't need them to touch to attach them. Sometimes I think that's what happens when we overthink it. So I'm literally now just going to put some dimensionals here. And then I'm going to hold this down and we're just going to place this over the top. So we're going to kind of center that and there you go. Now watch, when I take this off, this is your belly band. Super easy. Don't overthink the belly band. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this card. This is so cute and I love this fun fold. So like I said, I did... you can do it this way or you can do it this way. Fun stuff. And if you need to get your last minute celebration items, remember February 28th is the last day to do so, and you can shop right at amandasinspirationstation.com. I hope you enjoyed this card. Thanks. Bye.